Welcome to the WP Mason Coaches Report with the head coach of the Hofstra softball team, Bill Edwards. I'm Brian Bowl, joined by Bill Edwards. How are you doing today, Coach?
Great to be here.
Well, the team's doing fantastic with wins in 27 of the last 29 games. Just talk about the team overall.
I think we're really hitting a consistent play here, which is what coaches want. We're improving in a lot of the aspects of the game, and when you have Olivia Galati throwing for you, she certainly can eliminate a lot of the mistakes that may happen in other areas of the game. I think she's throwing great. I think in the first inning against Princeton, we saw the way that we can really hit the ball, and that's as fine a display of hitting that I've seen in a long time. We squared up every ball we had to hit, and we hit it where the ball should have been hit based upon the location of the pitch. We played good defense. Olivia was on fire, ran the bases pretty well, so it was really very, very good to see. So as far as the last 29 games, I think we're very consistent with our play, and I think that if we continue, I think we'll be all right.
You know, you've seen that a few times this season with 2 10-run innings, 7-run innings, you know, these really big rallies where it's not just one part of the order getting the job done, it's the entire 1 through 9. And I guess just as a longtime coach, it's got to make you feel good that you see everybody contributing.
Exactly, and it is 1 through 9. Sometimes the top of the order will be a little off or hit balls right at people, and the middle will pick us up. Other times during the course of the year, the bottom of the order has gotten off the top of the order. I think the most amazing thing is that the way we hit the ball against Princeton. I mean, it was everything was squared up. I mean, we had 7 straight hits until we made it out, and then we had like 3 more. And they were all hit solid. Sometimes when you get a 10-run inning, you know, you get a little dink over here, a bloop over there. Somebody gets fisted on a ball, and maybe they'll walk somebody. Maybe they'll make an error. You know, the opposing team will make an error. But with the way we hit the ball against Princeton was even impressive, you know, to me.
It seems this lineup in particular, you have your power with Tessa and Becca that can hit you home runs, but also you have 6 players with on-base percentage better than 400. So you have people who, like Courtney, who can get hit by a pitch and get her base down.
Leading the country, by the way. I just checked some NCAA stats, and she's leading the country in hit by pitches, so we got that going for us too.
So, you know, between that and Rachel Senator always getting on base from the leadoff spot, it seems like this team can get on base a lot of different ways.
And it's great because when you have 1 through 9, or actually we can pull a couple people off the bench that are hitting the ball well too, and we know we're going to get a quality at bat. We can't control, you know, what happens during the at bat, but we can control the quality of that at bat. And I think that's what is the most impressive thing now, is that everyone that steps into the, you know, to the batter's box, we know will probably get a quality at bat, and we're not giving at bats away, which is why we're being so productive and getting good at bats. Is that the players know what they're looking for, they know what their strengths are, they know what their weaknesses are. They're hitting to their strengths, they're waiting for their pitch, and then when they get their pitch, they're really not missing it. So hopefully I'm not jinxing myself for this weekend at 1,000, but you know, from our standpoint to this point in time, I'm really impressed with that, you know, the way we're hitting it.
Just talk about Tessa. It seems like she's really increased her power this year. She's tied for the league lead in home runs with 11. You know, between her and Becca Bigler, you're getting some power sources from players whose career numbers didn't suggest that coming into the season. So just talk about how both of them have done.
Tessa is learning what pitch she can hit and what pitch she has to stay off of. Every now and then she'll leave the zone and swing at a high pitch. But as soon as she locks in and gets on time, she has tremendous power when she pulls, and now she's beginning to find out that she can really drive a ball. I would probably say half her home runs have been pull shots, you know, to right field, and then she's driven probably the other half to left center field. So she has power throughout the entire ballpark, which is why she's hitting the ball or hitting so many home runs, is that she has the ability to hit the ball hard, and then when she gets it, she has the ability to get it out of the park. So I think her knowing what she can and cannot do in the batter's box, something that we talked about earlier, I think that's her greatest strength. She's beginning to understand what she's trying to do in the batter's box, and she's really you know, accomplishing that. Becca is a lot like Tessa, and Becca's not getting a whole lot of pitches to hit. So Tessa and Olivia are getting the pitches to hit, because I wouldn't want to pitch to Becca either. So Becca is being pitched to very carefully, because of who she is and because of her reputation and the way that she started off the year. So she's getting sometimes even pitched around where she's not getting the good pitch to drive out of the park. And Olivia obviously is hitting very well now, and Tessa behind her, and even Aaron Trippi, and they're getting good pitches to hit. So I think that the whole scenario of who you want to pitch to, what poison you want to pitch to, or pick, I think it's paying off right now.
And last week the team goes down to James Madison. It was a battle of first and second place teams, and rain canceled the third game in the series, but you won two, swept a doubleheader on Saturday. Now it's a 3.5 game lead in the conference, so still 6 conference games, scheduled conference games left. Still a lot of games to be played, but just going up against that second place team and getting those 2 wins. Just talk about those performances.
Yeah, and it was great, to play again a complete game. The weather was threatening, and with that scenario, we knew we may not be able to play on that Sunday. But having us play so well and get an outstanding pitching performance, because James Madison can play. I mean, our conference, if you don't bring your A game to Towson, if you don't bring your A game to JMU, if you don't bring your A game to Georgia State and Drexel, they're going to get a piece of you. And, Olivia right now has really been the difference. She's been keeping us in ball games. She's been making the opposing team hit routine outs for us. When she misses, we've been making some real good plays. Tessa made a great play in that first inning, a great catch going away, from the leadoff hitter. So, we're sort of helping her, but the way that she's pitching and the way that we're getting some timely hitting, I just thought it was a great weekend.
And 20 straight wins for Olivia, just one off tying Kelly Osborne's school record. She's already won a National Player of the Week this year, and you've been fortunate to see some great pitching performances throughout the, going back a couple of decades here at Hofstra. Just where does she, not necessarily want to compare her, but just where does she rank with the great pitchers that you've seen, and what makes her so successful?
She is total command of her pitches. When you look at the number of strikeouts she has versus the number of walks that she has, that just shows that she's learning how to pitch. She knows when to pitch to contact. She knows when not to pitch to contact. She knows what the hitters, in other words, she can look at a hitter, get a pitch from to throw from Larissa, okay, who calls all of our pitches, and she'll know whether or not she needs to put it farther on the plate, a little bit off the plate, or cut it down or cut it up in order to get the hitter, okay, to get a swing and miss. She's getting a lot of swing and misses. The swing and misses are the way that she's throwing the ball. She has total command. She's able to work all 4 quadrants, up and in, low and in, up and away, and low and away. And when she's able to throw her pitch to that quadrant, okay, when the situation calls for it, she's going to be very successful. And that's pretty much what she's doing. That and watching the hitter swing. Every time a hitter swings, Olivia's getting information from that hitter, Larissa's getting information from that hitter. You take that information, okay, and then you adjust your game plan to the next pitch. And she's doing an outstanding job in recognizing what she has to throw to get the batter out.
Well, finally, that type of strategy is going to come in handy this weekend because you're facing a Towson team that's currently in 4th place, so they're in position for that final conference tournament spot. So there's a lot to play for with them going down there for 3 games, and just talk about facing a really motivated opponent.
And Towson always plays us tough. There's just something about the way Lisa prepares her team to play Hofstra, because I'm telling you, they play us tough every single year. A couple of years they've been the first team to beat us. When we've had some 17 or 12 or whatever it is winning streaks going within the conference, Towson has always been able to play us close and at times get a piece of us. So we really have to be on the top of our game, because we know that they're going to be on the top of their game, very motivated not only for playoff but to beat Hofstra. We have the big bullseye on our back and everybody's shooting arrows at us. So now we have to come out and answer the call and play well, because we know Towson will.
Well, thank you very much, Coach, and thank you, fans, for watching the WV Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com.